Yo, YouTube, what's going on? It's D-Boy Classics, and welcome back to another video. You can probably tell from the title, this is a build video, and most likely this is the build video for my Dunk-A-Holic paint beast. So basically, my Dunk-A-Holic paint beast is a center, but there are two different versions of it. Obviously, I have my center one, and I have the power forward one. In all honesty, I should have made him a power forward, because that'd be more prone to the Dunk-A-Holic version of it, but still the center is just as good, just as fast and efficient when it gets to the hoop and so forth, and just overall just dunking, as in the purpose as of Dunk-A-Holic. So, but besides from that, I'm gonna go over the two different versions, especially with the physical profile. The physical profile part of it is basically just the strength and vertical, and the other one is speed and vertical. That's the one I went with. Low-key, I kind of wish I went with the strength and vertical, but it's still fine. Like I said, I'm still fast on the court regardless. I'm cool with it. But enough of me talking, let's get into the build video. Alright, y'all, so to get into the pie chart right here, you can see I chose the one that is diamondly blue with a hint of red. So basically, I'll be able to get Hall of Fame finishing badges with a little bit more defensive rebound stats. Keep in mind too, this is the same chart that I use for both the power forward and center version of this build. So nothing changed beyond that. But enough of that, let's get into the next part of it. Alright, y'all, so getting to the physical profile, you can see right here, I chose the chart that is mostly speed and vertical. So basically, I'm a lot more faster and I still jump just as high. Like I said before, this is the original chart that I chose for the build that I'm currently playing with. So the one that you saw in the 1v1 cores and the one that was catching the hoops and all that. But there's also the other version where I would plan on choosing the strength and vertical, so I'll jump just as high, will be a little bit more stronger, so a lot more potent on defense and so forth. Also, the dunking capability, I'll be able to lock people in more, just a little bit slower. But besides from that, we're gonna get to the actual build. Alright, so transition to the stats, you can see right here, I already have everything mapped out. We're gonna start with the finishing and with the defense and rebounding. So starting off with close shot, I have it at an 89. My driving layups at a 67, driving dunks at a 71, just standard dunks at a 95, and post hook is at an 83. Going to the shooting, I did not touch nothing with my shooting, so I'm gonna keep it just like that. Playmaking, you can see right here, my pass accuracy is a 60. My ball handle I did not touch, and my post control is at an 82. And also going for the defensive rebounding, you can see right here, I have it at an 87. My perimeter defense is at a 46. My lateral quickness is at a 55. I did not touch my steal. And my block, offensive rebound, and defensive rebound are all 89. And so you can see how I transfer for the badge upgrades. I have a total of 28 finishing, 1 shooting, 9 playmaking, and 24 defensive rebounding. Keep in mind though, the stats to the left and also my physical attributes are going to change when I change my height and my wingspan. So I'm just going over for the base of it, so y'all have the gist of it. But let's get into the next part of it. Alright, y'all, so going to the height, I did make him 6'9". You can see right here, a lot of stats did change and so forth for both the attributes and my physicals. So we're going to start off with the physicals to the right. You can see right here, my speed went up to a 71. My acceleration is now a 68, and my vertical is an 84. And my strength went down just a little bit, but not too crazy. Going to the left, you can see right here, the major stat that did change for finishing is my driving layup. It is now at 80. My driving dunk is a 91. And I did lose a little bit to my standard dunk, which is now a 92, but it's not a big deal. Going down to the playmaking, my pass accuracy went up by 5, my ball handling went up by 7, and I did lose a little bit to my post control, but like once again, not too much of an issue. And transitioning to the defense and rebound, you can see right here, my interior did take a hit, so now it's at 80, but still could play defense pretty good. Perimeter went up a lot, it went up by 10, so now it's a 56, and my lateral quickness is a 69, and went up by 14. And going to the steals not too crucial, not worried about that. But I did take a hit on both my all 3 of my block, offensive rebound, and defensive rebound, but he is still capable, especially once I touch my wingspan. But let's get into the actual weight. Alright, y'all, so going to the weight, you can see right here, I made him 231 pounds. So the only stats that's really affected by this, obviously, is the physical, nothing too much of my attributes. So currently my speed is at a 72 and my acceleration is at a 69 and my strength is at a 63. So that's going on that. But besides from that, let's get into the wingspan. Alright, y'all, so next up you can see right here, we're gonna get into the wingspan. So I did max out his wingspan, so you can see it right here is a 90.0. And the stats that did change, you can see right here, we'll start with the finishing. So my close shot went up to a 92. My driving dunk went up to a 94, my standing dunk is a 95, and my post hook is an 85. Transitioning down to the defensive rebounding, my block went up to a 93, my offensive rebound went up to a 90, so did my defensive rebounding. And to the stats, my physical stats to the right, only thing that really changed was my strength, so that's not too much of a big deal. But let's move on to the next part. Alright, y'all, so before we get into the takeover section of this build, I just want to address the difference between the two physical profiles, such as the speed and vertical and strength and vertical. So you can see right here, I did change the profile. Mind you this though, this is still the same build. This is still the same build. It's not my original. My original is with the speed, but this is the alternative one when it comes to physical profile. So you can see right here, I have an 82 strength with an 84 vertical. Also too, my speed and acceleration they could take a hit, so you can see it's 64 and 62, so it's a lot lower. But keep in mind as well, add plus 8. So basically you have the 99 when you do get to 99, or if you do get to 99, and gym rat if you do obtain it. So I'll have a 90 strength with a 92 vertical. I'll have a 70 acceleration with a 72 excuse me, a 72 speed. So I'm still pretty fast for a center. Most people definitely have similar builds. I don't want to say similar build, but bigger builds. So on transition, I'll still be able to compete, but I'll be able to have more presence in the paint. So be able to rebound more efficiently because I'm able to box people out or move people with worm. Also too, contesting people by having a higher vertical and strength, so people won't be able to dunk on me if they are slashing themselves or take more, I guess, acrobat layups. Also too, on offense, a lot of people don't know this. If you have a high strength and you have the slashing badges and so forth, you'll be able to lock people in with more animations, and they won't be able to break out of it, especially glass skin lockdowns or any defensive big man build. So, but besides from that, let's get into the takeovers. Alright, y'all, so transition to the takeover part of this build. You can see we got 3 options. We have the glass cleaner, rim protector, and the slasher takeover. Obviously, I went with the slashing takeover because I wanted to dunk a lot and just be able to boom on people. That was the definition for the Dunk-A-Holic paint beast. But if you have different preferences for takeovers, you can go with the glass or the rim. It's still there. It's all based off preference and how you want to play the game. But besides from that, this build proves to be pretty good, especially with a slashing takeover and being a bigger slasher as that. You saw if y'all watched my 1v1 videos with this build, people had a hard time stopping me. I'm not gonna lie. I was cheesing a little bit, but who doesn't cheese with this 2K? This 2K is probably the easiest when it comes to offense. But besides from that, the build's pretty straight. But let's go into the last segment with the name of the build and the shades of. Alright, y'all, so to wrap up the classification for this build, you can see right here it is classified as a paint beast. In the shades of, it is compared to Bill Russell, Clint Capella, and Jared Allen. So pretty, like I said, offensively presence is there, also defense presence is there. So that's all I got to say for the build. Next up, we're going to talk about the finishing badges. This is the important part because I'm going to be comparing those 2 badges. I mean, not to the badges that you are able to get for the center and for you to get for the power forward, which makes it kind of different. That's why I said I should have made a power forward version of it, but we're going to start with the center one. So let's get into that. Alright, so transition to the finishing badges for the center version of this build. You can see right here I am missing 2 badges in the finishing category, which is I believe Giant Slayer and Acrobat. So those 2 badges you are able to get on the power forward version of this build. So that's what I'm saying. It varies depending on how you want to play. The power forward version, I feel like you're able to dunk on a lot more people, and mostly especially taller centers with better defensive badge because of Giant Slayer, because Giant Slayer is pretty strong. But besides from that, you can see right here I have Slithery Finisher, Post Spin Technician, Posterizer Hook Specialist, Limits Takeoff, Fast Twitch, and Fearless Finish. So overall, I'm dominating the paint. I'm not going to lie to y'all. If people are really camping the paint, especially if they got good defense, such as a glass skin lockdown or a glass skin finisher, basically anyone with good interior defense, I'll just hook them. I'll just do a post hook and make them move. And if they don't check me, I'm just gonna keep posting until they move. And obviously, you can see where that's gonna go. But besides from that, we're now gonna talk about the power forward version of that. But let's get into that part. Alright, so we're going to transition to the other version of this build, which is at the power forward position. So be able to get different badges, a little bit different stats, but besides from that, you already know what's up. So let's get into it. Alright, so transition to the actual pie chart for this build. It is basically the same thing as the center. It just at power forward. So basically it's diamondly blue with a hint of red. So you're getting only Hall of Fame finishing badges with a little bit more defensive rebounding stats. So next up, let's get into the physical profiles. Alright, so getting to the physical profiles, you can see right here, I'm alternating between the speed and vertical and the strength and vertical. It all is in preference of how you want to play with this particular build. So like I said, me personally, I should have went with the more strength and vertical because I did want to be more of a paint bully in some aspects, but speed does not hurt. You'll be able to roam around the court, basically pick up on people if need be, and get back to the paint if you need to. The only downfall with the speed is you're just going to be a lot more weaker. So if someone's a lot more stronger, such as a post scorer or anybody with high strength, they're going to be able to push you out of the way. But keep in mind, you still have defensive stats to make up for that. So, you know, it all is in preference. That's all I really can say about that. Let's get into the next part. Alright, y'all, so transition to the attributes. Everything's pretty much the same. It looks a little bit more different because, once again, he is a power forward. I'm still going to go over the stats so y'all can understand it. So starting off with the finishing, you see right here, my close shot is at an 89, my driving labels at an 80, driving dunks at a 91, standard dunks at a 92, and my post is at an 83. I did not touch my shooting. For my playmaking, my pass accuracy is at a 63. I did not touch the ball handling, and the post control is at a 73. And going on to defensive rebounding, my interior defense is at an 80, my perimeter defense is at a 71, my lateral quickness is at a 69, my steals at a 46, and my offensive and defensive rebound and my block are all 85. So the thing is too, with this one, with the power forward, I do not get 28 finishing. I only get 27, which is kind of annoying. But besides from that, if y'all do plan on finishing off the season 2, you do get the +1 bash point, so it'll go over to 28. So I don't know, it's all depending who plays the game or not. So, and you also see right here, for my shooting I only get 1, playmaking I get 9, and for defense rebound I get 24. So like I said, still pretty similar besides from the 27 and 28 for finishing. But let's move on to the next part. Alright, so getting into the height. The height is still the same, 6'9". With the power forward, it was already at default, so no stats have changed. But let's get on to the weight. Alright, y'all, so transition to the weight. You can see right here, I made him 231 pounds. You see the speed is at 72 and the acceleration is at 69. Vertical still at 84 and my strength is at 63, but that's going to change when I do touch the wingspan. So that's really all that is. So let's get into the wingspan. Alright, y'all, so you can see right here the wingspan is basically similar to the center version of this build. Every stat is basically the same thing, like I said before. So like I said, its main thing about it is just the badges. So we're gonna get into the badges right after this, because you already know about the takeovers, you already know about the classification for this build. So let's get into that. Alright, y'all, so to wrap things up with this build video, we're going to get into the powerful version of this build when it comes to finishing badges. So you can see right here, we have all the badge options when it comes to finishing. And my badge loadout is Fearless Finisher, Giant Slayer, Postman Technician, Slither Finisher, Posterizer, Limitless Takeoff, and Fast Twitch. So you can see right here, this build is mainly just the slash in and out. So you have more opportunities with Giant Slayer not to get blocked, and also just to dunk on people who are standing in the paint, aka taller big men, so seven footers and up. So that's the main thing. So this is probably more prone to be the actual Dunk-A-Holic, but both builds can dunk just as good and efficiently. Honestly, the only downfall is that you do not get 28, so you won't be able to get Fast Twitch to Hall of Fame or whatever badge you choose. So that's where I gotta say that. But if y'all enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment. If you got any questions, I will definitely be answering. And I hope to see y'all in the next one, man. I'll see y'all later. Peace out.